I've been talking about this. I think that men want to date, get married, and have babies more than women. And like last year, when 4B hit the United States, and so many people thought that the women were not serious, like they could not hold out and blah, blah, blah. I think that the men have really overplayed their hands. The way they would treat women like just some ball and chain, and a woman will come around every 15 minutes like buses, and men can have babies and do what they want to well into their 40s and 50s. I believe they overplayed their hand and they overestimated the dating culture. And women were literally tired of all of the shenanigans. I think they overplayed their hand. So I'm seeing that men are wanting to date women more than women are wanting to date men. Women are saying, no, I choose me. I choose peace. Y'all are too much. And men are like, what's going on? So this was posted in the Dating Over 40 subreddit. He says, am I doomed, about to be 40 and never been in a relationship? So let's think about that in the context of all that I just prefaced with. Let's look at this post. I'm turning 40 soon, and while all my friends are either in a relationship, getting married, or having kids, I'm still single as hell. I'm decent looking with a fun personality, and I do decent with women, but I don't know why I never landed in a serious relationship. Like just tripped, fell, and just got into a relationship. No effort on my part. Just why didn't I just land? Okay, sorry. Back in college, it was just casual dating for me, since I was still young and didn't want to be in a relationship, nor that I met anyone worthwhile for me to be in one with. Transitioned to professional life after college. I was busy building my career and pursuing my hobbies and passion. Online dating was good back then, so I went on dates a few times a month, here and there, but nothing really stuck. Then the whole online dating went to and I found myself getting less and less successful with dating in general. I usually didn't have a problem striking up conversations with strangers at a bar or a club, but it usually led nowhere for me. Meanwhile, my career was heading towards more serious and professional direction, so I worked with a lot of women in a regular basis and had great chemistry with a bunch of them, but I'm not a big fan of dating coworkers. I spent the past decades focusing on myself and pursuing my passion of traveling, enjoying being single and free. Before I knew it, I'm about to hit 40 without ever being in a serious relationship. I've just never met that person that makes my heart skip a beat or feel strongly or passionately about being together with her. And something my friend said seriously changed my whole perspective. She said, do you think you'll be there to walk your daughter down the aisle or get to meet your grandchildren? You would be closer to 70 if you're lucky and she or he gets married before 30. What if they're like you and still single in their 40s? I do want a family and kids and I'm freaking out. How screwed am I? I don't even know where to start. Men have other men's brains warped. These dudes really think that they're going to hit 40 and 50 and there's just going to be this glut of women just waiting there for them to pick and choose from. And of course, they're going to be like 20 to 25. They're going to be the perfect weight and fit right into their lives. Like these women are not going to be individual humans that have their own beliefs. They're going to be women that they can pluck and put into their story. And the crazy thing about this is right at the end, he doesn't even have any prospects of a wife. And he's already thinking about the children that he's going to have and how they are going to be living and their grandkids and getting married. He hasn't even crossed bridge one to meet somebody and date them seriously. And he's already trying to imagine his grandkids. Like, can you imagine like a year with a woman first? Like, get into a serious relationship. That's because they really think that we are in, like, not even individuals, just things that you can pick up and put into like their life. He's been kicking it. He's been having fun being single, and that is absolutely amazing. People should have fun and do all that, but he didn't have the capacity to multitask and have any balance. And now he probably doesn't have the capacity to have a relationship or like relate to a woman on a human level, because nothing about what he said speaks to a good person for a relationship. He didn't say anything about the kind of woman he likes or what he likes. all he talked about was his life as it is. And his life as it is was perfect for him. Now he just needs a sidekick or, just that secondary character to hang out with him in his hobbies. Nothing about this person sounds like somebody that's going to make a particularly great partner. But now I believe he's going through that whole midlife crisis thing, and like warning signs or flashing lights are coming on, and he's like, oh snap, something I forgot to do, get married and have kids, golly. And now he's about to panic and try to figure out how to handle that. That's what I'm thinking. You let me know what you're thinking. Let's look at a few of these comments. Upset Leg says, my parents had me late and my childhood was amazing. They had theirs together. My mom passed away very early from cancer, not old age, but I had her for 18 years. And my dad is still around and healthy as a horse. Just because your journey is different from your friends doesn't mean it won't be wonderful. Don't rush yourself. Find some hobby groups, start attending interesting events, and strike up conversations with people you might want to connect with. You're going to be fine no matter when it happens for you. Enjoy your path. Herder of Sheeple says, agreed. My parents had me when my dad was 41 and we had an extraordinary life. I'm a firm believer that the first 20 years are vastly more important than being around for a wedding or the birth of a child. I owe so much of my resilience to my parents' maturity. My mom at 76 is helping me paint my house this week. I do feel similar to the OP. I've been single for a long time and at 43 decided I do want kids, but I have an alternative lifestyle that may take years to find someone who shares that desire. If kids aren't in the picture, it wasn't meant to be. Charting your own course is challenging and rewarding in other ways. Persian Cat Lover says, same. My mom was 42 and my dad was 47. I had a wonderful childhood. We traveled a lot. I spent lots of time with my grandparents, etc. My parents lived very long lives into their 80s. My mom once told me, I don't think you will have kids. You don't really like them, and not everyone has kids or wants to be a parent. And I do really think that people should embody that. Not everybody wants to be a parent. It is not everyone's journey. So, I know people start to freak out about supposed milestones and timelines that they need to have. But sometimes folks just want to be free. They want to travel. They want to eat good food. They want to sleep in when they want to. And that is perfectly fine. Emu Neck says, you say that you've never met someone who's made your heart skip a beat. Have you had lots of casual dating opportunities? If so, you might want to take a more introspective look at your dating life. Are you even open to a potential romantic connection? Doesn't sound like you ever were. Why do you think that is? And now your friend's comment sent you into an existential regret mode, which is not a great starting point for dating. Having never been in a long-term relationship is definitely going to be challenging with any potential new partner. Most women by this age have experience with various relationship dynamics, while you be the one having to figure everything out for the first time. Jumping into a relationship with someone because of FOMO, or fear of missing out, for people that don't know what FOMO means, fear of missing out is not the way to go through. I'm sorry, not the way to go though. My bad. Lady Rubberbones says, I was going to say, doesn't sound like this guy was ever serious about looking in the first place. Deep emotional connections don't just magically appear out of nowhere. You have to build them. You have to invest in getting to know someone you think might be worthwhile. And that's what he says. He didn't land in a relationship or whatever he said in the beginning. Is like, no, you actually have to build a connection with somebody. You have to invest your time and energy into someone. And to me, when I read this, I didn't hear a person that actually gives a damn about building anything with anybody. Dr. Jen says, I'd find a really good therapist ASAP to help you understand what's happening here. You've spent 20 years completely focused on yourself and had what sounds like many opportunities to date women, but never turned a few dates into a committed relationship. You have some soul searching to do about these past patterns and how you set yourself up for success in finding a partner. I don't think you're doomed, but I do think you're not going to put yourself out there and magically have success in finding a partner without some work on yourself first. I do believe he's going to have some work on himself first and see if it is a relationship he's actually looking for, or if it is just the fear of missing out because all of the people around him are having babies and getting in relationships and that kind of thing. Does he even really want a relationship, or does he just want to hit these same checkpoints like his friends are doing? Anyways, y'all let me know what you think. Join the conversation, like, comment, and share.